What would it be like if you spent your entire childhood and a good chunk of your adult life struggling, battling to make it to the very top of your profession, and once you got there, you were told you could never come back? In other words, the dream is over and done with just as it's getting started. Well, we're going to find out what that feels like as we go one-on-one with sportscaster Ken Reid, the author of One Night Only, on this edition of the Reinvention Chronicles.
I'll hold the lyrics for you.
Okay.
Ken Reid singing a song he doesn't want to sing because his boss told him to.
It's the last inning. Our guys are winning. Dave's put down a smoker, a strike, and you got no doubt. Hero, what do you want? Hey, kids, sing it with me, guys. Let's play ball. Everybody chime in. Let's go, boys. Okay. Blue Jays. Blue Jays. I'm doing this because my boss told me to.
Sportsnet Central anchor Ken Reid has been obsessed with Canada's national game since first tearing up the pavement as a young road hockey warrior out of Pictou, Nova Scotia. He still brings a refreshing fan-based perspective to the primetime stage he now shares with Ivanka Osmak. His latest book, One Night Only, the stories of 39 men who made it to the show but would only get one bite out of what hockey players call the apple, including the most famous one-game wonder of all, Don Cherry. Was it a dream come true or a personal monument of lifelong regret? Does anything lie between the bitter and the bittersweet? Or does that one night in the show exist as a cherished long-term memory? Let's find out as we join Ken Reid. And I guess the first question, Ken, is what was it in the first place that inspired you to write this book, One Night Only?
Gair, like a lot of beer leaguers, I always say I'd give anything to play just one game in the NHL. So I was brainstorming one night, trying to think of another hockey book. And I was thinking of guys from my neck of the woods, and I thought of Trevor Fahey. So I did a little digging on Trevor. Turns out he played one game in the NHL, and I thought, I bet he has a story. And I wondered how many other guys played just one game. There's a list of over 300 guys, so I thought everyone has a story. I'd love to get to know the stories of guys who played one night only in the NHL. And I just wanted to know, did their dream come true, or was their dream ripped out of their hands as soon as they got it? Are they bitter? Have they moved on? And 40 stories later, I've got One Night Only.
Hey, Ken, I can't help but wonder, after all your interviews and all the research you did, what percentage of guys do you think are still stuck in the past? In other words, just reliving old glories?
Well, I guess it's kind of my fault if the guys are living in the past, because I did call them up and ask me to tell about their past. But you know what? Most of the guys in this book, they've moved on, and they don't seem to dwell on it. They've kind of accepted that their one game in the NHL was just part of their life, part of their hockey journey. So not a lot of the guys in the book weren't bitter at all. And I honestly, was a surprise to me. I thought coming in that this book might be a kind of like guy yells at cloud, guy sitting at the end of the bar, yelling, bitter. But that's not what it was. And I actually found that quite comforting, that most of these guys have just kind of accepted their hockey lot in life.
So what was the best story, Ken, of reinvention? In other words, who's that guy that made it all the way to the NHL only to turn around, completely reinvent themselves and become a success in an entirely different career?
Best story of reinvention for me, that's an easy one to pick out. I think of Ken Duggan. Ken Duggan played in one game for the Minnesota North Stars back in 87-88. Kind of went up and down between the minors for a couple years, sat down, did the math, figured if I'm going to buy a house in Toronto, I'm not going to make enough this way. Gave up on his hockey career at the age of 25. Took a job on the floor of the Toronto Stock Exchange for $16,000 a year. Now, he didn't have a degree in business, so he had to teach himself math, taught himself how to survive in the business/investment world, and retired from the Toronto Stock Exchange at the age of 41. Obviously, he did very well financially, so I mean, he went down a path that is so far away from being a professional hockey player, and he made it work. He took a total 180, reinvented himself, and it worked out really well for Ken Duggan.
Hey, Ken, it sounds like One Night Only is more than just a hockey book. It really sounds like a great collection of people stories. But in your estimation, why can anyone enjoy and relate to this particular book?
think this is a book that anyone can enjoy and relate to because it's about dreams. Everybody has a dream. What would you do if your dream came true for just the briefest moment of time? Would you be able to accept that, or would you dwell on it? And I think this is what this book is really about. It's about people who achieve their dreams, but just for the briefest moment of time. So does that destroy you? Do you move on from it? How much of that achieved dream do you carry with you? So I think that's a reason a lot of people can enjoy this book, just because it's not just a story about hockey. It's a story about life and what you do with your dreams. So that's about all I got, Gair. One final thing, Gair. I want to thank Ivanka Osmak for being my camera operator. See you guys.
So thanks very much, Ken Reid, with that special assist from Ivanka Osmak. And don't forget, we really love to hear your comments in the comment section. Your interpretation of what Ken Reid was sharing, as well as if you have a chance, pick up the book. I can't wait to dig into it myself and see the parallels that exist between 39 journeys of reinvention and what you and I might be going through as we navigate these turbulent times in these ever-changing careers. That being said, stick in a comment. We'd love to hear from you as part of this growing reinvention community. And hopefully these ideas, with some help from my friend Ken Reid, will give you some inspiration to help you keep your head up, to play a full 60 minutes, both on and off the ice, and take it one game at a time, one shift at a time, as you recreate and reimaginate the business, the life, the career that you deserve.